Today here we're preaching about the situation in Nigeria. As it said that we've come outside BBC to preach about the ethnic cleansing and genocide that's happened in Nigeria, and a broadcasting company like BBC have been silent on the genocide and have been very explicit about the conflicts that's going on over the world. Is this an antichrist situation that Christians who have been slaughtered since 2009, thousands and thousands of Christians have been massacred, and the BBC have came a very vague report, and we ask ourselves today, why has BBC not been as outspoken as what's happening with Palestine and the conflict in Israel, as the genocide that has taken place in Nigeria with the ethnic cleansing of Christians who have been wrongly massacred for their faith in Jesus Christ. And the BBC have done very vague reports recently, and I'm just coming today as BBC is an establishment, a news corporation who represents the country in news as a massive media news outlet. But he asked the question, why, as Christians in Nigeria who have been slaughtered for their faith — no, I'm not saying BBC is the fault, but I'm asking the question, why has the BBC not been speaking explicit for the Christians? I'm there to be a voice for those who do not be a voice for the people who have been persecuted, as the world is staying silent, the news corporations are staying silent at the ethnic cleansing, at the discrimination, as Christians who are being persecuted in Nigeria, as they're being killed in Nigeria, as kids are being killed in front of their parents, and parents being killed in front of their kids in Nigeria. And I ask the question, why has the BBC been very, very downplayed and not been outspoken, as this is a serious matter that's happening in our world today? And we're here to preach, we're going soon. But is this because we are Christians? Is BBC an antichrist establishment? Because it seems to, when it's Christians, there's very vague reporting, but the extremists that has happened out in Israel and Palestine, it has been very vocal, it's been very published. But when it comes to the ethnic cleansing and genocide against Christians in Armenia, in Syria, and in Nigeria, it is very, very downplayed. But we're here today to tell you that this is a matter that needs to be published. This needs a matter that needs to be played, because this is happening in our world today. I would not come up here and preach for no reason. This is happening in Nigeria, and we're just here to wonder why the BBC have turned a blind eye. Why has the big news corporations turned a blind eye to what is happening? It seems to me, when it comes to Christians, Christian churches have been burned to the ground. There's been Christian and ethnic cleansing in Nigeria, in northern Nigeria, and there seems to be very, very little about it. Very little about it. But I'm here to say, why is the BBC just all about Palestine and Israel? Why does it seem to be about always Ukraine and Russia? They have a right, of course, to get published what's happening. But why in Nigeria? Why are they not getting the same? Why is human rights? Why are they not getting the same publicity as the rest? Why has this been downplayed? And I say the reason why, because it's an antichrist establishment. But when it comes to the truth, it seems to be downplayed. So here, just leave this message at that, as today it ends. God bless.